Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I'm here with the Ferrari FXX Evoluzione, which is the prize car for the Duality Cup. This happens to be one of the newest and best Ferraris with low performance point high evo setup, surpassing the Ferrari Enzo in its capabilities at lower upgrades, not necessarily higher upgrades, but ultimately it's also faster than the Enzo when fully upgraded. So overall, it's not a bad Ferrari at all, and it's a nice addition to your garage if you can get it. So what do you do once you have this car? You can do a simple low upgrade level tune and setup and take it right to live racing. In my case, it's a stage 4, stage 3, and stage 1 setup using nitrous, tire, and trans only. Level 1 nitrous, level 3 tire, level 4 trans. The reason I go for level 4 trans, which is not really necessary but is nice to have, is simply so I can tune transmission to play with the dyno. So I can put it where I want it when it comes to the final dyno time. And I would prefer to always knock it down a bracket versus knocking it up a bracket, which I can do by doing this. I could put it in the 11.9. It can actually dyno even better in the low 11.9s, but quite frankly, there's no need to have it that quick. I mean, you're better off almost at a slightly slower setup because ultimately it puts you in a more competitive bracket. Now, 12.0 to 12.3 is what you're going to be looking at for opponents. So we're going to take it to live. We're going to run it, and I'll show you a little bit about the way it runs in live racing. When you go into live, initially with any car, you're going to be one bracket down anyway, but you want to be careful here not to run it too fast. So here, you're going to control the runs, which means you're better off running a lot of these guys. Everybody got the Rocket Bunny Corvette as the seasonal Prestige Cup car, and a lot of people are obviously running it in live. I can tell you right now, unfortunately for everybody, that car is only so-so when it comes to live racing, and I'm not all that impressed with it. I'd rather run this Ferrari if you can get through the Evolution Cup itself. For those of us who did the original event and acquired the Enzo, this is actually a pretty straightforward car to acquire and use. Now, it is a bit of a tire spinner in the beginning, so you don't need to have the car running the first few gears too much. You can skip most of them. Nitrous in 4th or 5th, either one works, because in the end, you're likely to end up having to slow down anyway when you face your opponents. I just ran a 12.6 on a 12.0 dyno against an opponent that also ran 12s. In this range of performance level, a lot of players are not really considered veteran players. A lot of rank 2, rank 1 players. So you shouldn't have to go all out to win, and you're going to be a lot more competitive with your setup. Let's take a look again. We're going to try now the Rocket Bunny. As I said earlier, I'm not particularly impressed with it. I'm sure you can down tune it if you try hard enough, but of course it makes the car less competitive overall in many ways, and therefore is not a priority car for me to put resources into. And certainly this FXX is a lot faster if you let it go all out. I want to see what this guy ran when he pushed. I'm just curious if he's yeah, see, 12.25. I can easily beat that, but again, when you first go in the lobby, you want to control your runs a lot more to maintain an average into the lobby. So I don't want to bump my brand newly set up Ferrari into a faster lobby. I want to run it in a more reasonable manner and take a loss here and there. If it's a misshift, that's fine, but generally you also have to watch that you're not pushing too hard. Okay, so he's already gone. That's not a problem. I will take on the next guy, Hitman. This is a dyno beating car when set up properly. Let's see if this car can. It's not a low performance point high evo car, but it does beat dyno, so it really depends on how he has it set up. And again, at the 11-second range, it's not a bad car, but it's not a killer car either. Alright, so again, we can get a little bit ahead here and then I can slow back down. I don't want to overdo it this time and lose. So here we go, real easy and controlled run. 12.126 against a 12.245. Now at a 12.0 dyno, this is perfectly reasonable to expect from the opponents, and it's perfectly fine as far as how this car is running compared to how it should run. Alright, so let me just do one more before we jump back to dyno, and I'll show you what the car runs all out. Actually, maybe not. I'm not sure there's anybody else that's really going to want to race me. There are a lot of newer players in that lobby, so let me see if I can find some more veteran player for one race, and then again I will wrap up this video with a quick run on the dyno so you guys know what the car is capable of. I think this is a different lobby. Here we go. This is a low performance point high evo car, so this is a good contest to see whether this car at this tune level is competitive against that car, which also has very high evo at low upgrades. So here we go. This will be interesting. I may have to push the car a little bit to get... Oh no, he disconnected. That sucks. That ruined my little test run. I was really hoping he wouldn't disconnect so I can get a good run out of it, but hey, what are you going to do? Okay. Not good. Okay, so I really wanted to actually benchmark against that other car because it would have been a great test. Oh, here we go. We're going to benchmark now against a Ferrari Gold Star Enzo, which I mentioned earlier. This FXX Evoluzione is better, but you know, let's see if we can get the win against the Enzo easily. Okay, so off I go. He has the Enzo tuned to max evo, it looks like, because his car topped out pretty early, and there it is, easy win. Okay, so that finishes that whole little test run. Let's go back and do a dyno base run to finalize this car's discussion. So that is my setup. I think somebody tried to re-challenge me, but I was leaving the lobby. So that's basically my setup for now for this car. You can certainly continue to upgrade the car and see if you could find a stronger setup with a faster dyno, but looking at the evo point gains beyond this point, I'm not too optimistic it's going to do that well. So final demonstration, we're going to run it on a all-out basis using the dyno, because I don't want to do it in live racing and then bump my car, which no matter which car you have, if you beat dyno, the chance of bumping it is always there. Okay. So we're pushing all the way through this time without slowing down, and it does somewhere around a 11.8 to 11.9, looks like 11.918. I think if I use nitrous in fourth, I might be able to get a little better performance out of it, which probably will put me somewhere in the high 11.8s. So that's really where it is. It's a dyno beater car, not by a huge amount. I mean, it's a tenth to maybe a tenth and a half in almost any setting, and it is, again, a decent low performance point high evo. It doesn't quite reach the 1:3 ratio that I look for, but it is well close to it. I mean, this is 1800 something evo would be a 1:3 ratio, so it's not terrible. Overall, I think this is a very good addition to the Ferrari family. It's an actual car that can be used in live, which is unfortunately rare for Ferraris nowadays. Most of them are not that good. So a tier 5 Ferrari that can win in live, it's a cool addition to the garage. So that is my quick live racing setup and review for the FXX Evoluzione. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel, subscribe, hit the bell, and you get notifications when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.